Yo, what's up, guys? I just got done watching Game 4 between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking that game down, recapping it, giving a quick little injury update on Alex Caruso, and talking about some off-season rumors and news that have been starting to pop up. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, even though I know the game was pretty ugly for most of it, leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out a lot. And leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about Game 4 versus the Bucks and all the topics and news I'm about to jump into. But either way, I mean, to keep it pretty simple, it was pretty much a 10 to 15 point game pretty much after the first quarter. I mean, Casey Johnson put out a really simple tweet just describing this game. I'm going to throw it up on the screen and read it to you guys. The Bulls' effort, execution, and competitiveness are all better in Game 4 than it was in Game 3. The Bucks are just the better team. It's as simple as that. They have Giannis. I mean, the Bulls, they had some open shots. They did not play the best. They were missing a lot of open threes, I feel like. I mean, once again, their defense wasn't the best against Giannis. I mean, it's really hard to stop Giannis. I mean, even when you do wall him off, he's always kicking to shooters. And another thing that I just have to say, I mean, just like in Game 3, I mean, Grayson Allen dropped 27 points this game. What more can I say? You know, he had almost as more points than Giannis. He had more points than DeMar and Zach and Vooch. I mean, I just don't know what to say. The Bulls really didn't feed the Vooch the ball much. He only had 11 and 10. I mean, Zach played okay. I mean, he had 24 points and 13 assists, 5 rebounds. DeMar did struggle. Patrick Williams played, his best game of the series. He had 20 points and 10 rebounds. But other than that, the Bulls bench got outscored badly. I think it's obvious the Bulls need to add 3-point shooters, 3-and-D players in this upcoming offseason, and some more bench scoring. I mean, Coby played a really bad game. I'm going to be talking about that later in today's video. I mean, Ayo played, I'd say, about 30 minutes. Most of this series had some bright spots here and there. But at the end of the day, I don't know what more to say. I mean, it's just like Game 3. It obviously wasn't as bad as Game 3, but it's looking like the Bulls didn't make that many adjustments. You know, they just can't lean on DeMar and Zach carrying this team in the ISO, in my opinion. And like I was saying earlier in the game, I mean, Bobby Portis was playing aggressive. I'm also going to be talking about him later in today's video. But if Grayson Allen is dropping 27 points on you, and Giannis is putting up 32 and 17 and 7. There's no way you're going to win a game or there for a series. I mean, the Bulls' big three really didn't shoot that well. Once again, they've been walling off DeMar. The Alex Caruso injury is terrible. And speaking of that Caruso injury, Woj did put out a tweet how Alex Caruso is currently getting checked out for a possible concussion. Obviously, he did miss about, I'd say, the second half of Game 4. So it's looking more and more likely that Alex Caruso will probably miss Game 5 of this series. And honestly, you know, I know it was a tough loss and a tough series, but it just sucks seeing the potential because how good this team started the regular season when healthy. And even just a few days ago, Game 2, I mean, the big three was making shots. The Bulls were active on the defense and offensive end. Obviously, the Bucks made more adjustments than the Bulls. I know Billy Donovan has gotten a lot of hate for not making adjustments in the playoffs and the regular season. But no matter what, it does seem like Caruso is going to be out for Game 5. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that whole situation. But definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about Game 4, what you guys expect the Bulls to do in Game 5, and obviously what you guys want the Chicago Bulls to do for this upcoming offseason. And now onto the second topic in today's video. You know, during the game, there was a lot of talk on Twitter and a lot of tweets just bashing Coby White. And let me just first off say, I like Coby White, I always have, but the number one problem with him is just he's never been, I'd say, consistent, and he's not the most efficient player in my opinion. I mean, there was a lot of talk about how Coby White shouldn't be getting any playoff minutes, and I understand that. He has played pretty bad, I'd say pretty damn bad in the playoffs for the Chicago Bulls. I mean, in Game 1 versus the Bucks in 23 minutes, he did have 12 points off the bench, but since then, he has been awful, you know, playing terrible minutes, playing bad defense, turning the ball over about 2 to 3 times a game, making bad passes, and just not making three-pointers. And I'd say that's the only thing Coby White is really good at. I mean, he was the 7th pick back in 2019. You know, huge shout out to GuardPax for making this pick. You know, he's definitely a point guard in the NBA. He just doesn't look comfortable bringing up the ball. And if he's not knocking down three-pointers for the Chicago Bulls, what good does Coby White provide? I hate to bash Coby, but it is looking more and more likely that the Chicago Bulls are going to try and move Coby White in this upcoming offseason. I mean, I feel like since the NBA season started, there was trade rumors surrounding Coby White, how the Bulls are open to move him, and especially with the emergence of Dosunmu during his rookie season, I believe Coby White it's more than likely going to get traded for this upcoming offseason. Definitely let me know below today's video if you guys want the Bulls to move, or I'd say look into moving Coby White. In my opinion, it's just the best for the Chicago Bulls' future. I really like Coby White, but I feel like he would fit better on a different team, and because Coby White is a free agent next year, and so is Dosunmu. And I feel like just in Ayo's rookie season, you can already see he has more potential than Coby White, and he provides more needs to the Chicago Bulls. I mean, Ayo's already the way better defender. You know, he is the same height, same age, but he does weigh a little bit more than Coby White. Obviously plays much better defense and has a way longer wingspan. And in my opinion, I believe the Bulls could, I'd say, bring Ayo back for cheaper than Coby. I know Ayo hasn't played that much in the playoffs because he is a rookie, and I don't blame Billy for not playing him, but at least out of Ayo, I know what I'm going to get. You know, he's going to be a dog, he's going to be fighting, he's going to be playing good defense, and honestly, Ayo's just as, or if not a better three-point shooter than Coby White. I know he hasn't made as many three-pointers, obviously, it's his rookie season, but his percentages aren't that far from Coby White, and I believe he's just a cheaper and better option in my opinion. Definitely let me know below today's video if you guys expect the Bulls to move on from Coby White in this upcoming offseason. I do, because I just see it very unlikely that the Bulls are going to, I'd say, pay both these guys. I believe the Bulls have a big decision to make between them. And in my personal opinion, I believe Ayo is the better player right now, and he will be in the future. And I believe he might be cheaper than Coby White. So I do hope the Bulls look to move Coby White in this upcoming offseason. He just doesn't fit the best, and he's not a point guard in the NBA in my opinion. Let me know below today's video what you guys think the Bulls should do with Coby and Ayo for next offseason. And the final topic in today's video is about a potential free agent target for the Chicago Bulls. You know, huge shout out to the Chicago Sun-Times. They did put out this article saying how the Chicago Bulls should target Bobby Portis in this upcoming offseason. And they said if Bobby Portis does decide to opt out of his player option this offseason, it might be a good play to bring him back to, I'd say, bring some competition against Patrick Williams. And I understand this. I am down for this. I love Bobby Portis. I always have, even when the Bulls drafted him. I still can't believe we did trade him for Otto Porter Jr. But a Bulls insider was saying, you know, how it's not time to give up on Patrick Williams yet. And I understand, you know, Patrick Williams is only, 20 years old still. But at the same time, we just can't wait, I'd say, years and years for him to develop. I mean, the Bucks have pretty much been, I'd say, ignoring Patrick Williams on the offensive end this whole playoff series. And he really hasn't been making them pay. He's kind of just been sitting in the corner. And I know for one point or one span in the series, he was like 0 of 12 or something like that. I mean, I love Patrick Williams. I love Bobby Portis. But this is a good move in my opinion. If we bring him back, you know, bring some competitive, I'd say, edge, hopefully to make Patrick Williams play a little harder, because I feel like in Patrick Williams' best games on the season, Billy Donovan was pretty much down his throat, yelling at him, screaming at him to be more aggressive and to put more shots up. And at some point, that's going to be a big concern and a big problem. So like I was saying, I would love to bring Bobby Portis back. I believe he'd be a perfect power forward next to Vooch. And he's only 27 years old right now. But the only problem, in my opinion, he's going to maybe not even turn down his player option. And if he does, he's going to want more money. And the Chicago Bulls are not expected to have a lot of salary cap in this upcoming offseason, so it's going to be a tough, I'd say, mix if they do target him. I mean, he's only 27. I think most Bulls fans know Bobby Portis and are pretty upset that the Bulls did trade him. But nonetheless, since he signed with the Milwaukee Bucks, he has been amazing. He's been an amazing six-man, or when injuries happen, he's been a very good starter as well. And on the season, he has played amazing basketball. In 28 minutes per game, he has averaged 15 points per game, shooting about 48% from the field, and about 40% from three-point range, which that is an amazing stat that the Bulls would love to get next to Vooch. He's also a very solid defender and rebounder in my opinion. He has been averaging 9 rebounds per game, 1 assist, about a steal, and about a block per game as well. I would love for the Chicago Bulls to target Bobby Portis in this offseason. I believe he'd be a great fit next to Vooch, and also if he could just make Patrick Williams play a little harder for, I'd say, his starting role on this team, or just push him to that edge. Bobby also brings that dog in him. I would love for the Chicago Bulls to target Bobby. So definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about Game 4 versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, the whole Coby versus Ayo situation that's going to come up, and the Bulls need to make a decision on them. And also Bobby Portis being a free agent if the Chicago Bulls should target him. Thank you guys again for all the love on the channel and the past few videos. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.